There's lint all over this thing. Hi, it's me again. I did things in the last video. I'm going to do at least one more thing in this video. You may notice that this video is a little bit of a different topic than the last video, and especially from the video before that. I'm just trying new things, seeing what happens, seeing what I like to do, and you can't stop me. This time, we're going to talk about fight scenes. Now, I'm not a professional fighter or stuntman. Honestly, I couldn't finish an art degree. But I used to be an amateur fighter.
But Matt Johnson looks to have some, not necessarily old man strength.
So I've gotten beat up a few times. Now, I don't know if you can notice from the selective angle that I've chosen, I'm a little out of shape, but I've still got the knowledge up here just because the body won't do what the brain tells it to do anymore.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
I think that gives me the right. I've asked around. I've had a few people suggest movie scenes that have exceptional fight scenes in them, and I'm going to critique them based on... First off, we have Avatar. No, wait, we have Avatar. Oh, nope. We have Avatar. There it is. Avatar, The Last Airbender, based on the animated show of the same name. I've never personally seen it because somebody on the internet said it was bad. Who would lie about something like that on the internet? I've specifically watched the Airbender versus Earthbender scene. People who know about this are gonna make fun of me. I haven't seen the TV show or the movie. I've just watched this one fight scene. Sorry. But I can now confirm that it's not great. Now, I know all movie fight scenes have special choreography that they do. It's essentially like a dance. There's a lot of similarity between fighting and dancing. A lot of fight scenes have choreography that the actors learn, but this one especially is very choreographed. Not only that, but oh, the writing in this scene.
I ran away. But I'm back now.
Amazing. Welcome to this video where a grown man makes fun of successful children. So I haven't seen any part of this movie except this scene, but I'm pretty sure he summed it up for me pretty well. He gave me the gist of the movie. He was gone. Now he's back. The name implies what they do. Earthbenders, firebenders, windbreakers. If a firebender was attacking me or about to attack me, I know I would be worried about one thing. Swords. Firebenders! Let's take that! Now, they also use fire, and I get that they have to do a little dance to manipulate the fire. I'm not just gonna make fun of the dances. I just wish there was a little bit of consistency in the jigs that they do. You've got the wild kick dances, you've got the team dances, but you've got this one guy who specifically does a lot of different movements to send a tiny little rock shooting at somebody. I feel like that movement would be a lot more efficient, but he's got to do what he's got to do to move that rock. But also, a fire comes after him and he just crosses his arms. I need consistency. Give me some consistency, M. Night.
I don't know what's going on with me and the critics of the United States. I gotta tell you, something's going on. They've never got me, and it's getting worse.
I like watching people in the background of these fight scenes because a lot of times they just don't know what to do, and you can definitely see that in Aang in this scene, where he's just almost watching the camera, waiting for his prompt to send a little gust of wind. So the dance fighting is weird, the acting is bad. I'm sorry, children. The way Aang sticks his head out when he does some of his dances is weird. I'm sorry, child. I don't mean to keep ragging on you, but it's probably just the movie. I'm sure you've got a long, great career ahead of you. All right, I've got to take this off. This is a little hot. That's better. I rate Aang's fighting 1 air out of fire. Next up is a show I've seen a few seasons of, Supernatural, but something happened in between when I stopped watching and when this scene happens, because it gets off the rails or on the wires, or however you want to say. I think this scene, they're literally fighting the devil. I don't know where they go from here. I don't think this is the end of the series. I feel like that's the top of the supernatural chain. So I personally am going to be the deciding factor on what is accurate and what is not, because again, I have the right. It starts off with Dean, who looks like he's possessed by the Affliction clothing brand Angel. He and Lucifer have a little bit of witty banter.
You let my brother in. Well, turns out he and I have something in common. We both want to your ass.
And then Dean showcases a very nice teep, or push kick, whatever you want to call it. Then he does what a lot of actors do when they're in fight scenes. He swings really wide. If your opponent is here and you swing at them, they're gonna dodge, but also you're gonna swing over here just in case they don't dodge, because the normal human reaction is to not hit them. If the devil didn't move, he'd be fine. The devil responds with a pretty practical knife disarm. So far, this fight's pretty grounded in reality, minus the Affliction shadow. So you got a teep, throws him back. They're supernatural beings, it makes sense. He gets thrown back a little bit. He responds with a knife disarm, makes him do a pirouette. Supernatural, I get it, it makes sense. It's grounded in the reality that they have set forth. So up to this point, the devil, or Lucifer, I don't know what his technical name is in this show, he seems capable. He's holding his own, he's disarming knives, he's dodging things that wouldn't hit him to begin with. But he runs like an old man, like a 90-year-old hobo. I guess the threatening part is right after that, he soars through the air, which 90-year-old men usually don't do. I understand that it's probably because there's a wire rig around him at this point. He can't run like he normally does. I don't think this actor actually runs like that. But you put a giant wire rig on him so he can soar through the air, and he turns into a 90-year-old man. Tale as old as time. But I'm not here to explain it, I'm here to make fun of it. And that's what we're gonna do. This is the point where it actually gets really supernatural. They're flying through the air and they just start giving punch for punch back and forth. Rock'em sock'em. It's a great way to fight if you don't mind CTE. The devil responds with his own push kick now. It pushes Dean back into a movement that only can be described as dangling. He regains his composure. He farts his way back to Lucifer. This is why boxers keep their hands up, because if you just go Naruto style into a fight, somebody's gonna just hit you with an uppercut. You get what you get. If you take nothing else away from this, just remember, if you're in a fight, don't float towards your opponent hands down. At this point, the devil seems fit to just repeatedly punch in the face again. And then we go out of supernatural territory into trope territory. Dean's about to be defeated. Oh no, he's getting his soul sucked out. But also he has enough energy to just throw one last little thrust of the knife. I assume it's a special knife. I don't think any random butter knife could do this. Maybe a butter knife is the thing to take out the devil. This is really how every old school Pride event ended. Just people glowing, the crowd applauding. Everybody goes home happy. I give this fight a 6 out of 8 for unrealisticness. Alright, and last up, we have something a little more grounded in reality than the first two fights. We're gonna slow down. We're gonna take it back to a simpler time when men were men who just wanted to taste each other's fingers. I guess. This one isn't that egregious. It really just plays out like a WWE fight. It's the exact same thing. It's fighters who are trying to not actually hurt the other person. And it comes across as that. You can't hate it too much, but you can make fun of it. The Godfather. Not as bad as the first fight scene we watched. Not nearly as crazy as the second fight scene we watched. And I honestly think Sonny in this scene really does convey a good blind rage where he's just trying to hit the other guy with as much stuff as fast as possible just because he's angry. At the very beginning, he throws a few gut punches, which makes sense. A great place to hit if you're not wearing pads on your hands. Oh, he's a little bit of an airbender himself because his punches fly so fast that he doesn't even have to make connections. I honestly am surprised that they didn't just reshoot that one scene, or at least try it from a different angle. He repeatedly punches the forehead with the knuckles. If you ever are in a fight and you want to break your knuckles, punch somebody with your hand right on their forehead. I guess Sonny wants the other guy to know how much Sonny's knuckles hurt now, so he just gives the other guy his knuckles a little chomp. I guess if you're just in a blind rage, I can understand it, especially if you don't know how to fight. Animalistic rage. Now, most of the strikes that do land in this, they just look like they're in pro wrestling. The strikes to the forehead look exactly like what you would see in a pro wrestling match. The kicks to the gut when he's on the ground look like a pro wrestling match where he just kind of hits and slides up for some reason. They're actors. They're not fighters. It's a great movie, but sloppy mechanics in the fighting department, boys. You'll never beat Jake Paul with that garbage technique. But the actor that plays Sonny, James Caan, he's 82 now, I think, so that does seem like the kind of opponent that Jake Paul would seek out.
Oh, it's a deep burn.
All in all, I give that one a cannoli out of horse head.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
That's all I've got today. It's been a great journey of making fun of children, making fun of demons, and making fun of old men. We've run amok. We've covered all our bases. I hope you had fun, because I did, and that's really all that matters. I just want to remind everybody to never hit any like buttons that they see on this website. Don't comment saying how cool and how suave I am, and by all means, do not subscribe to this channel. If anybody does that, I will fart float over to you and let you punch me in the face. Please don't do that. Bye.